Hello, good evening. I'm Pam Burrows People Booster, and it's May. We're doing this one a week early because next Monday, which is the usual way. Oh, good evening. I'm Pam Burrows People Booster, and it's May. And there's three of me. Oh my goodness. Let me just sort out this. We had this problem last time and thought we'd solved it, but there we go. Right. So just let's just try that one again. Okay, so hello, I'm Pam Burrows People Booster. This time there's only one of me, which I think is probably all that your ears can take, actually. So tonight we're a week early because usually I do these free spa events on the last Monday of the month. But the last Monday in May is a bank holiday, and I kind of thought you might be doing other things and not really want to be working along with me. So, but of course, if you are feeling a bit frazzled on bank holiday Monday, perhaps because of the looming Tuesday on the next day, then maybe you could just choose one of the replays that are on my YouTube channel and do it all over again. Why not? Anytime you want to. So tonight I have a particular theme, and it's going to be breath. It's a big thing. We know we have to do it. It's kind of essential for life, but there are some things about it that we need to know just to realize how important it is, what it's affecting, and how we can get a little bit better at it. Deep in your middle brain is something called the locus coeruleus. And the locus coeruleus reacts to carbon dioxide levels in the body. Why is that relevant? Because when it senses that there's a lot of carbon dioxide, it's thinking, "Ooh, we're panting." And then it's going to think, "Ooh, we're in a panic." And so we pant some more. And this is how panic attacks become a vicious circle, because we start to worry about something. We start to breathe short and shallow. We're not kind of managing the oxygen that our body and brain needs, and we go around in a vicious circle. So tonight it's all about the breath. And before we do anything else, actually, just trying to get my my YouTube on at the same time, so that if you want to ask me a question, you can. And mine is behaving strangely, so let me just do that, because I'd kind of like to chat with you. So if you've got anything that you want to say, oh, Chantal, full screen on the new TV. Yay! That's great. Here I am. Be all big. That's brilliant, Chantal. Thanks for letting me know that. Right, so we're going to specifically be talking about breath. We're going to be doing all the usual good things. So we're going to have our feet in bubble bath, if that's convenient for you. I've got my bucket just there. It's actually a plastic storage drawer, but I'm going to put my feet in a minute when I've done a bit of talking. And if you've already got your feet in your bubbles, that's absolutely fine. If you haven't got your feet in the bubbles yet, then we will be having a break of a few minutes so that you can run and fill up your bucket or top up with warm if you've had your feet in it a while and it's cooled down a bit. So we'll do all of that. We will have a little bit of a break, probably around 7-ish. And before we do that, before we do anything else, I want to do a new stretch with you. Why? Because it's all about the breath, and it's all about how we release trauma from the body. Now, let's look at it. The last 12, 14, 15 months, we've all been experiencing a global pandemic. There's been that kind of global sense of trauma. And then, of course, your own individual challenges going on. So what's really important is to realize that sometimes trauma gets locked in the body. And what we really want to do is help the nervous system to realize that you are safe. Yes, you are safe. But sometimes when we get into a bit of an overwhelm, get stressed, we start to breathe short and shallow, and the carbon dioxide levels have changed. And that locus coeruleus goes, oh, are we in a panic? And starts to get on the panic train. Then we need to be thinking, right, what do we do with this? We need to do something about it. So I'd like you to join in with me. Everything that I'm doing tonight is optional. If you've got aches, pains, difficulties, then do what's comfortable for you. There shouldn't be anything really that causes you any dire problems, and we're not going to do anything that should cause an injury, but I want you to be responsible for your own self. Listen to yourself with compassion. As I say in my care model, the first C is for compassion, which means listening kindly to yourself as well as speaking kindly to yourself. So listen to your body kindly. So the first thing we're going to do, if it's comfortable for you, we're going to interlock the fingers like this and then take them above the head. Now, the real trick with this is that we are affecting the nervous system. And I'll tell you a bit more about that in a bit and why we want to do that. And in order to really, really affect the nervous system, turn your hands over, but also you're trying to pull them apart. So you're holding on with your fingers, but you're trying to pull them apart at the same time, okay? Stretch them up if you can, but you're still trying to pull them apart. And what you'll hopefully find, if you're doing this correctly, you'll find that your muscles are kind of doing a bit of a shake, and that's your nervous system and your muscles going, ooh, something different's happening, okay? Then we take a nice long deep breath in through the nose if that's comfortable, and turn to the left. Okay, hold that breath, and then we're going to let go of the breath and let go of the hands. Okay, roll your shoulders a couple of times. We do the same thing again. You ready? Interlock the fingers, take them above the head, try and pull them apart. Take a nice long breath in, twist to the right, pull your hands apart, and let go of the breath at the same time. Roll your shoulders a couple of times. Let's do that one more time. We're going to do it in the middle this time. Take your hands up. Try and pull them apart. I can really feel that in my shoulders where I've been a bit achy sitting at the computer. Take a deep breath in. Try and pull your hands apart. And then as you let go of the breath, let go of your hands. Just sit for a moment and notice how that feels. If you want to, you can close your eyes to take your focus inwards and focus on your own self for a change instead of everybody else and everything else. And what I find with this is it's almost like having done half an hour of yoga. It's just quite a quick way to just release any tension of the day. So we've done one technique already. Hope you've enjoyed that and hope you found it useful. The other kind of breath that we're going to be looking at tonight in our breath specific spa evening is called the 6-4. No, it's not. It's called the 4-6. The 46. And it's as simple as it gets. If you can count to 6, your job's a good one. You're sorted. So all you need to do is breathe in for 4. Breathe out for 6. Oh, did you see? I could see on the screen my shoulders coming down as I did the out for 6. Now, as I'm speaking, I'd like you to begin to do that if you've not begun to do it already. So you're breathing in for a count of 4 and you're breathing out for a count of 6. And I'm just going to explain to you as you're doing it, do it live. It's really important that you do it now. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. As you're breathing in, the body goes into just a very slight alertness. And when you breathe out, the body relaxes. This is what we do when we land on the sofa at the end of the day and we completely let go and relax. So the out breath is the real relaxing breath. So we want to make sure that's a bit longer. So we're breathing in for 4, which is usually a bit longer than you would be doing if you weren't focusing in on your breath, and breathing out for 6. So I hope you're still doing it. Keep going. You're breathing in for 4, you're breathing out for 6, and getting into the habit of this and doing it every single day whenever you think about it, perhaps while the kettle's boiling, maybe even while you're on the loo, something that you're going to do anyway. Now, that beep is very relevant because you've just been doing the 4-6 breath for a whole minute. And there's some new research to show that doing the 4-6 breath just for 1 minute every day helps you sleep better. Now, did you notice how quick that minute went? I did say that I really wanted you to do it, and I would tell you why in a minute. And literally, it was a minute. So you've just done a minute of 4-6 breaths. guess what? You can carry on doing that through pretty much the whole session of us being together this evening. So feel free to carry on with the 4-6 breath. In for 4, out for 6. If that feels a little bit much for you, you can be in for 3, out for 5. It really doesn't matter. Probably, you could just count at a different pace as well, but whatever works for you. Right, the one thing that might get in the way of you carrying on with that 4-6 breath is that we're now going to do the magic 3. So we're straight in tonight with lots and lots of techniques. Sometimes I do quite a bit of chatting up front. Tonight we're going to do a lot more in the way of techniques. So, excuse me. So what we're going to do is my magic 3. So if you've worked with me before, if you've done a spa before, or you're one of my delicious, lovely, beautiful Feel Good Club members, you will be very au fait with the magic 3. It's 3 moves that come from Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini Yoga is all about taking the energy, which is in the base of the body, i.e. in the pelvic area, which can sometimes get a bit stagnant. It can make us crave things that aren't particularly healthy for us. It can get stagnant with old anger, old energy, this kind of thing. But the Kundalini energy is quite big. It's quite forceful. So really, we want it, but we want it focused in the right direction. We want it to be motivating us towards the good stuff. So Kundalini Yoga gets that energy and raises it up to our higher self, so we can make good decisions about what's really going to enhance our well-being, our energy, all of that good stuff. So the magic 3 are my favorite 3 things from Kundalini Yoga. They're very quick. They're very easy. I'm going to use my minute timer. We're going to do a minute of each of the magic 3, and then we'll just see how you feel. Just be observant, just noticing. Okay, so get comfy where you are. And the first one we're going to do is the adrenal twist. So with this one, you put your hands on your shoulders with your fingers at the front and your thumbs at the back. And then we're going to twist to the left and breathe in, twist to the right and breathe out. But ideally, once you've got the hang of this, do it with your eyes closed. Take your focus inwards. And if you want to, you can focus, although you've got your eyes closed, focus on this center part of your forehead. If you're feeling a bit hippy-dippy, woo-woo, then this is the point of your third eye. If you'd rather be a bit more scientific, this is the point of the pituitary gland, which regulates our hormones. And of course, our hormones decide what we eat, when we sleep, our digestive system, our temperature, just pretty much everything, really. They're the powerhouse of our bodies. So we want to keep regulated, keep focused on that. Okay, so hands on your shoulders. Preferably with your elbows level with your shoulders. If you've got a problem, if you've got a frozen shoulder, an achy neck, something that hurts, you can do it like this instead, with a hand on opposite tops of arms. Okay, I'm going to put the minute timer. Close your eyes. Do it at the pace that feels right for you. If you want to add another layer to this, then as you twist to the left and breathe in, you could imagine that you're breathing in a healing white light. And then as you twist to the right, imagine that your body and your mind, everything is just letting go what you don't need. It might be criticism, unrealistic expectations, jobs that didn't get finished, things that weren't perfect. You don't even need to know what they are. You're just letting go. Breathe in, healing white light to the left. Breathe out and let go to the right. Keep going. And if you want to, as we come towards the end of our minute, you can pick up the pace if you want to and go a little quicker. But be compassionate. Notice what your body's saying to you. Don't push it too far. And what we're doing is we're basically, woohoo, squeezing the adrenal glands. Right. Rest your hands in your lap, still with your eyes closed. Just breathe and just notice. We need more moments like this, where you just stop in between things, rather than going dashing from one job to the next, one task to the next, one thought to the next. Just breathe and take a moment. Breathing in and out through the nose, if that's comfortable for you. Use the mouth if your nose is too stuffed up. But the important thing with the nose is that it slows the breath down even further. It also does a lot of filtering. But breathing through the nose affects the brain, calms everything down, helps us feel safe. Breathe in and out. Notice how you feel. Allow yourself to just be. Okay, and then open your eyes and we'll go on to the second of our magic 3. And this time, if you know about yoga, it's a little bit like cat-cow, where you get down on all fours and you arch your spine and then you dip your spine. I'm not going to get you on all fours. Do not worry. We're going to do this wherever you are right now. And basically what we're going to do, you push your chest forward as you breathe in and try and make a C shape with your spine. You're really kind of pushing your chest forward. You're keeping your chin level so that the head isn't moving. You're just keeping your chin level. And then you breathe out and arch your spine like you're a little turtle. And then breathe in as you push forward and arch as you breathe out. And then just keep that going. And again, once you've got the hang of it, close your eyes, take your focus inwards. Push forward and breathe in, curl and breathe out. And see if you can set up a little rhythm that feels right for you. You've just got your hands in your lap, eyes closed, focus inwards. Perhaps imagine that you're looking towards the middle of your forehead to the third eye. Nice long breath in, long breath out as you keep that rhythm going. I just realized we're going to be doing this one for a little bit more than a minute because I forgot to press the button. Breathing in as you push forward, curling as you breathe out. Make a nice rhythm as you're going. This is called spinal flex. You can do it cross-legged as well. You can do it sitting on your knees in rock pose, or you can do it in a chair as we're doing it here. Well, you might not be in a chair. You might be on a beanbag or an inflatable lilo in a pool. Who knows? I hope wherever you are, you're comfortable. Pushing forward as you breathe in, curling as you breathe out, keeping that rhythm going. And we're giving the spine a chance to do a counter pose to all that sitting at the computer or driving or concentrating, whatever it is that you've been doing today. Breathing in as you push forward. And there we go. That's the minute for that one. Again, eyes closed. Just sit for a moment and notice how you feel. Just hands in your lap, sit comfortably, eyes closed. Just noticing how you feel and let the breath return. Brilliant. And I'm noticing Sarika is saying, evening, Pam and everyone. And Annie's given us a smile. Annie's on the other computer, making sure that I got tech support if I need it, in case everything goes a bit wonky donkey. Okay, open your eyes and we'll do the third of the 3. And you probably know, if you've been here before, that this is my very favorite thing. It's the fastest way to change the way you feel. Well, the fastest, most fundamental way to change the way that you feel is the breath. But alongside this physical movement, oh my goodness, there is nothing you can't shift. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of shaking. There's a whole lot of shaking going on. I want you to flap your hands like a toddler who's just learned to wave. There's something magical about the nerve endings as they go through the wrist. And there's something really magical that happens when you start flapping them about. Now bring the elbows into it, like you're trying to take off. And now bring the shoulders into it, like you're really trying to take off. And then let's start shaking our hands sideways, like we're flicking off water. We'll put the minute timer on. This is the first time this is a test for the minute timer idea. So maybe it won't work if I keep forgetting to put it on, but it's on now. Right, so we're shaking our hands sideways. And then if it's fine for you there, if you'd rather stay there, that's fine. But if it's comfortable, the most powerful way to do this is with the hands raised above the head. Give them a really good shake. And of course, if it's convenient where you are and you want to, you can also stand up. You can start kicking your legs, wriggling your bum, shaking your whole self. And through the pandemic, this is something that I've done. I put on Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. And for the whole length of the song, I just shake my whole body like a crazy thing. And honestly, I've shook off the sluggish feeling you get in the afternoon where you think only a biscuit will do. I've shaken off grief, disappointment, lack of motivation, all kinds of things. It's really amazing what you can shake off. Shake and stop. Rest your hands in your lap, eyes closed, and just notice how you feel. Give yourself a moment and let your heart rate return to its normal pace. Let your breathing return to its normal pace. And you're just observing, just with kindness and compassion, just noticing how you feel. And maybe you've noticed that you've let something go. Maybe you know what it is, maybe you don't. These moments just after you've done some breathing, some physical techniques, are really quite special. Just with the breath, it's possible to give the body the most precise dose of tranquilizer, the most healthy and natural way to just feel a sense of calm in just those few moments. Okay, if you haven't already, just gently open your eyes. Hello. So how was that for you? If it's convenient for you, if you're logged into YouTube, as in you've got a YouTube sign in and you've signed in, then you should be able to write in the comments box. If not, don't worry, just relax and enjoy the experience. It's a bit weird actually, because I think this is the first one we've done where it's been completely light the whole time. So I was going to say evening. I thought, is it evening? Yes, it is evening, but it's just much lighter than usual. Okay, so let's think about the breath then. The chemical exchange, breathing out carbon dioxide, breathing in oxygen, it's needed for life. But more recent research has shown that it's also a process of balancing out our emotions, our sleep, blood pressure. Let me just get I had a little note earlier. Let me just remember what those things were. Yes, controlling anxiety, controlling pain, particularly chronic pain. So if you experience the kind of on-off chronic pain that you might have with inflammatory illnesses or whatever it is you might be experiencing, it's really important that you start to get the habit of breathing. So guess what? I'm going to put 2 minutes, and I want you to start again with the 4-6 breathing. Breathing in for 4, breathing out for 6, just while you're listening to me. And what we're doing here is trying to start to set a habit, because if you do this for 2 minutes, you'll notice in a little while if you're not doing it, because it will start to become your normal way of doing things. And you'll notice when you're not just breathing short and shallow, but sometimes when you're really concentrating, you might stop breathing altogether. Or you're watching somebody climbing on the television, not climbing on the television, but somebody on the television who is climbing, and you kind of hold your breath, or you're watching some kind of thriller and something dreadful is about to happen. We actually hold our breaths, and of course what the body then does is go, or rather the brain does, is go, oh, there's some kind of emergency here, and we start to get into a bit of panic. So if you're experiencing chronic pain, then you are on some kind of at least mild, sometimes more than mild, alert pretty much all the time, because the body is in that sense of, oh, what's happening? There's something I need to take note of. So when you start to breathe, something as simple as the 4-6 breath, everything feels safe. Everything can slow down. Everything feels like, oh, nothing to panic about here. It's okay. So controlling our breath can control anxiety, can control pain. It helps us to feel almost a little tranquilizer. It regulates your heart rate, your blood pressure, and helps with decision making and sleep. It's just pretty much an amazing thing. But how often do we actually take control of it? How often do we use it to our best advantage? Isn't it crazy that we're not just taught this almost as, learning to use a fork? Now, if you have been doing the 4-6 breath up until that beep, that was 2 minutes. You're doubling your dose. Fantastic. So just getting into that habit. Now, I've talked about this before, the concept of habit stacking. Find something that you do every day that's just going to happen anyway, no matter what, like going to the loo, boiling the kettle. If you drive somewhere every day, if you walk somewhere every day, if you chop up vegetables every day, something that you do every day without having to think about it, without having any self-discipline or planning. Use that time to do your 4-6 breath, or whichever breath. Some people do 7-11. Some people like to do a square breath. So you breathe in as you imagine going up the side of the square. Hold your breath across. Breathe out as you go down. Hold the breath as you go across. Breathe in as you go up, and you do a square breath like that. And if you want to, you can actually, you can either do it with your eyes closed, or you can do it with your eyes open and actually look at maybe a window or a picture frame or something that you're just, or tracing the edges of the walls as you're looking with your eyes, creating that square. The added thing with the square breathing is that you are concentrating on something else as well. So you've got the counting going on, you've got the breathing in and out, and you've got the square going on. And if you've been really, really busy, you feel like a crazy hamster wheel going on, then it's really about taxing the brain to have more than one thing going on at the same time, so that it doesn't have any room, no space, no capacity to be thinking about other things, thinking about the stuff that was worrying you, or the things that you need to do tomorrow, all of that stuff. So various ways of choosing a breath, but when you find one that works for you, well, try lots of them. If you go to, don't do it right now, but if you go to the rest of my YouTube channel, so you are watching live or recorded on my YouTube channel, have a look around there afterwards. And there are various breathing techniques. In fact, it's just occurred to me, Annie, I'll make a playlist just of breathing techniques. That would be handy, wouldn't it? I will do that, people, so that you can just find the playlist on breathing techniques and it'll be easier. But there's various things. Then choose the one, try them all out and find one that suits you. There's one which is the alternate nostrils. So you breathe in through one nostril, then out through the other. That's a really good one for balancing everything up and finding calm. And then choose to do that breath whilst you're doing something else, or just before you go to sleep, or just when you're waking up. Although there's a little danger with that. If it relaxes you, you might fall back to sleep and be late for what you were going to do. So choose the time that's right for you, I'd say. Okay, so that's that. And we've done that bit. Okay, so we are, we're right on time. I was thinking I'd missed something out, but we're right on time. Right on time, because we are going to check out our water in just a minute. Just before we do that, I'm going to check what's happening over on the YouTube chattery. So Max recently found out you can cast TV to the phone from the phone, which is great. It's great, isn't it? Bigger screen. And Sarika's got her legs crossed on the bed. Oh, can't beat it. Thank you. Just lovely. What I needed today. Lovely. Already smiling. Yes, fantastic. And Chantal is feeling invigorated. This is good news. Right, so we're going to take a little break. If you've already got your water and you want to warm it up, or you want to get a drink, nip to the loo, get a snack, a blanket, light a candle, whatever you want to do, we're going to just take a few moments. If you haven't got your water yet, or you weren't going to do it and now you've decided you will, anything will do. Washing up bowl, chuck out the cat litter, perhaps not, probably needed disinfecting first, but anything that you can fit your feet into, bit of bubble bath, bit of warm water, and I'll see you back here in about 5 minutes. So about 7:05, we'll come back and then we'll get our feet in the water. But then before we're actually going to do anything with our feet, they're just going to soak around for a little bit. And then we're going to work on our upper body. We're going to do some head, neck, and shoulders massage, and it's going to be gorgeous. All right, I'll see you in a bit. So if you're just sitting there, as I am, we'll have a little chat. So this locus ceruleus, it's amazing. It's going, ooh, carbon dioxide levels are above normal. What's going on? Let's panic about it. Yeah, it's really interesting. There's so much interesting stuff. And the wonderful Mia, who is part of the Feel Good Club that I run, which meets every Wednesday evening for feel good techniques, put me on to a podcast by Dr. Michael Mosley, the guy who did the fasting diet and all kinds of stuff around diet and the body. And he's done a podcast on breath. It's really very interesting. So pick up on that if you want to know more. And Auntie M, missed the first few minutes, forgot about the foot spa, but feel relaxed. We'll definitely check out breathing techniques playlist. Brilliant. Well done, M, and great that you are here. So we are just taking a 5-minute break to top up a bowl with some warm water if you want to. So there's nothing urgent. It's all very chilled. And even if you miss the first bit when you come back with your bowl, you'll catch up, no problem. So please do feel free to soak your feet, get some bubble bath. Mine's a plastic storage drawer. We say jar instead of drawer. And a little bit of, what have I got? Some Radox stress relief bubble bath. And in a little bit, I'm going to put some Epsom salts in. So I will just show you this. So this is from Boots. Well, it's not actually, because I've been topping it up with a big 10-litre bucket, which is even cheaper off the internet. So you can get it already scented with lavender and whatnot. I buy big bucket full, really cheap. Epsom salts, oh my goodness, magical stress reduction. Just, it's like leaching stress from the muscles, just really quite magical. Used by a lot of sports people for that reason, to get the tension out of their muscles. And then, so I buy the cheap Epsom salts, and then with the money that I save, I spend it on quite expensive, high quality essential oils. Essential oils really aren't worth scrimping on. The expensive ones are really worth their weight. They stay fresh and beautiful for longer, and they're much more powerful. You can tell the difference, like even something like a candle. There are candle makers who basically spray candles with perfume. So when you buy them, you're like, oh, that's lovely. And then there are candle makers who infuse them with essential oils, and they will smell right until the candle's almost finished. And even when they're not lit, if they're really good. So I've put some lavender in there. Now, some people think that lavender smells like old ladies' drawers of one kind or another. So if you're not a big fan of lavender, you could try rose or geranium. They're also very relaxing smells. I'm just going to get my bucket over here, put it in place. Oh my goodness. If you're not quite ready to go yet, do not worry. What tiny feet I must have. They are actually. Shall I show you? This is my foot. It's a 3.5. Sometimes I can fit in a size 3 shoe. Although I was really annoyed because I wanted some pink wellies that I'd seen on the internet. And it turns out they only go up to size 12 children's. Which I think is a hint that I shouldn't have wanted to wear them anyway. I do like kids' clothes. They're much more fun. I haven't given in to getting any wheelies yet, because I do think that might be a recipe for disaster. Right, I'm going to sprinkle in my Epsom salts. Ooh, lovely. You can smell that lavender. That's very nice. If you've got any foot cream, you could, or just ordinary moisturizer, you could have that ready as well. In fact, I've got, what have I got here? This one is rose and jasmine. Oh, that's a bit posh for my feet, but hey, I'm worth it. Oh, there's Emma. Give me a little message. Thank you, Emma. Private message from Emma. She's enjoying it. That's lovely. Right. So we're about 5 past. Excellent. Well, we are on my clock anyway. So there is a slight delay, just in case anything was just cooking your noodle, that there is a slight delay between what I'm saying and doing and that appearing on YouTube. There's just a slight lag. So if some things don't make sense, that might be why. Okay, right. Cheeky about my feet. Okay, so you've got your feet in the water, or not, if you don't want to. A bit later on, we're going to take our feet out of the water, dry them, put cream on if you want to, and then we're going to do some reflexology. And I've got something very exciting to tell you when we do the reflexology, but I'm not going to tell you yet. So what we're going to do first is we're going to deal with the upper part of the body. So I'm going to remove both my glasses. Oh, I've just realized my very, very expensive new piece of technical equipment was just hovering over the bucket of water. My remarkable, yeah, even the pen that goes with it is ridiculously expensive. I did buy it secondhand, but still a lot of money. Okay, right. It's all safe now. Do you know, actually, I didn't plan to do that. It's a bit too risky to plan to do that, but it is a really useful demonstration. How many times a day do you go, oh, I've lost my phone, or, oh, I've forgotten to do that thing, or, oh, nearly dropped a very expensive piece of kit into the water. And that moment, that is stress incarnate. That's getting everything on alert. Now, if you then realize that you have got your keys, you have got your phone, it's not the disaster you thought it was going to be, or it is a bit of a disaster, but you're going to work out what to do with it. What we need to do is remember to take the out breath and go, oh, I can cope with this. It's okay. All is well. You know, we're really good at switching that stuff on, and we need to remember to switch it off as well. So just a little additional thing there. Okay, so I'm going to be talking a bit tonight about the vagus nerve. Now, if you haven't heard me talk about this already, here is my very precise medical model of the vagus nerve. So imagine that this is the human brain. And this is the vagus nerve. It comes in 2 parts. It's the longest cranial nerve. And get this, it ends in your feet. It comes from the cranial nerve. It is a cranial nerve, so it's coming out of the skull. It comes around our ears and into the throat, and basically leads to all the other nerves that go all the way down to our feet. It's incredible. It is all about rest and digest. So the vagus nerve helps us to switch off the stress hormones and to digest well. So what we really want to do is make sure that the vagus nerve, which means all around here, has plenty of freedom, so not all tense muscles, so that it can do what it needs to do, that it can really kind of ignite and help us to rest and digest. And what do? We spend the day like this, all squarged up. So what we really want to do is ease that up. So let's roll our shoulders back a few times first. Lovely jubbly. And then we're going to do some shoulder massage. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to, the really big muscle here is the trapezius, which goes from the neck to the shoulder. And it's where a lot of the tightness goes. So we're going to use this kind of movement. I'm going to give it a big squeeze. Now, long breaths. Why? Because that's the fastest way to change the way that you feel. So I want you to squeeze that muscle and breathe long and deep as you're doing that. Okay. If you want to, you can count 4, 6 or 7, 11, whatever number takes your fancy. What's your lucky number? And keep breathing as you're doing that. Now, if you want to, this isn't about you getting to the end of this event and you being a qualified masseur therapist. It's about you getting to know your body. So if you're doing that and you think, oh, something there that needs a little bit of attention, you know, and you can take yourself over the back there into the shoulder blade or up into the back of the skull, around the neck, or you can just stay there. Just have a little explore, get to know where the tension is for you and what you would like to work on for yourself. Okay, right, now we are going to now give it a little dust. Just beneath the skin is something called the fascia. And the fascia is really important. That's what we're affecting now. When you dust your skin, you might have, years ago, there was a big fashion for getting a big long handled soft brush, and you would brush your skin away from your heart or towards your heart. I can't remember. It wasn't something I ever got into, but I now understand why that was so effective, because what we're doing is we're affecting the fascia. And of course, the fascia help all the nerve endings to send all the messages that need to be sent. So, and you can pretend you're dusting off anybody else's nonsense that you don't need today. Cool. Give your shoulders a roll. Now, what I want you to do is get to know yourself. So what do you notice between one shoulder and the other? I noticed that I really want to do the other one. So we're using that movement again, and we're, oh my goodness, this definitely needs a bit more work. And breathe. Remember to breathe. If you feel a pain or a tension in your body and you go, straight away, that breath tenses up the muscles, makes it really tight. So you're trying to squeeze it, the muscles trying to hold on to the tension, and you're not really going to get anywhere. In fact, it could make it worse. So breathe nice and long, squeeze gently but firmly with compassion. And then as you're doing it, you just kind of, yeah, I can feel that now, just properly softening. And then again, if you want to have a little scootle around, a little explore, see what's what. Oh, that's nice. And the neck, up into the back of the skull if you want. Generally having a look around. Haha, Chantel's using the rose bath salts that I sent. Oh, that's lovely. And it looks like Sarika's going to have to catch up later. She's having some technical problems, bless her. Hope to see you next time. Okay, and then we'll give it a little dust to make sure that fascia gets lots of attention. There's something, I think we did this in the last spa, I think, for April, I think, where we patted our bodies all the way, all over, so like this. All over all the feet and the head and the tummy and everything. That's a really powerful way of waking up the nervous system as well and getting everything flowing. Right, roll your shoulders a few times. Just sit for a moment, just breathe. And notice how it feels. Notice how you feel. Okay, now we're going to go up the neck. So again, we're going to use this kind of large full hand squeezing motion. Imagine you're kind of getting a kitten, scruffing a kitten in the back of the neck. It's not a very good idea to scruff a kitten. The mummy cats do it in a particular way at a particular age. Human beings shouldn't. But you can scruff yourself in the neck, just giving it a squeeze. Remember to breathe, especially if you're finding very tight bits. And then we're going to take our thumbs into the base of the skull. And we're just going to do little circles. Let me just show you there. I don't know if you can see. Just, in fact, so long as it feels all right, it doesn't really matter if you're in exactly the same place as me. Just do little circles wherever it feels good around the base of the skull. Find all the different places. And then we're going to come up to above the ears. And now we're going to address the ears. Now, why are we addressing the ears? Well, it's nice to massage any part of the body, but guess what? The ears are the place in the body that the vagus nerve comes most close to the surface. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our fingers in our ears. So the whole of your ear is there. So we're coming just above in that little ridge there. And just circle your finger in that place there and breathe. If you want to, you can close your eyes. So we're just going round and round and round. This is the place that the vagus nerve comes closest to the surface. And we're just giving it a little bit of love. We're saying thank you for the rest and digest process. Thank you for being one of the most important parts of my body that's been ignored for many years. Okay, and then we're going to start to pull the ear. So first off, imagine you're trying to be Mr. Spock off Star Trek, and you're pulling your ear up like a little pixie. Then you're going to pull it backwards this way. And you want to do it quite firmly, but don't hurt yourself, do it with compassion. And then we're going to come all the way down until we're pulling down on the lobe like that. Right. Just rest for a moment. Remember, we're getting to this habit of taking a moment in between things. And just notice how you feel. Something has happened, like somebody switched off something that was in the background. There wasn't something. I think it was just my busy brain. Something's definitely changed for me there. How very lovely. Okay, we're doing the same on the other side. So the whole of the ear is there. You're going just above into that little shelf and nice little circles. And breathe. Breathe nice and long, nice and deep. And although we're using this hand, I want you to still make sure that your shoulders are relaxed. Lovely. And we'll go for the Mr. Spock. Pulling your ear upwards and outwards and downwards. And then rest your hands, close your eyes, just sit for a moment and just notice how you feel. For some reason, I want to flex my jaw. That feels good. Anything, if you feel suddenly you want to roll your shoulders or you want to stretch or yawn or burp or cough or whatever you need to do. I often used to yawn in yoga class, in one particular yoga class. And the yoga teacher, who was 71 at that point, used to say to me, yoga is all about release. So whatever needs to happen, I was thinking, I hope nobody trumps, thinking that you're allowed to trump as well. It's all about releasing. So whatever you feel that you need to do just to move. Okay. So opening your eyes, if they're closed at the moment, I want you to roll your shoulders a few times. And then we're going to take the head to one side. So you're trying to get your ear to your shoulder and breathe. And you might notice when we're doing these things that when you breathe, it moves a little bit further. When you breathe out, you can sink a bit more. It softens a bit more. Then bring your head up and we'll go the other side and breathe. Up to the middle. And now we're going to nod yes. You can do this with your eyes closed if you want. So you tilt your head back and then tilt your chin forward. And I want you to think as you're doing this, all the things you need to be saying yes to. When people offer to help you, when people say thank you to you, when people give you a compliment, let's think about all the things that you need to say yes to more often. Okay, then come to stillness. And then we're going to shake the head no. And I want you to think about all the things you need to say no to, that you're allowed to say no to. If you haven't got the time, the energy, the resources to do whatever it is you're being asked to do, or you just don't want to, you get to say no. And then bring your head to stillness, open your eyes if they were closed. And something I'm reading in a book that I talk about all the time, which I'm rereading for the third time, is this guy, Gabor Mate. He wrote this book called When the Body Says No. If you keep saying yes to everything, eventually your body will start saying no for you. And one of the things that he talks about, or was it the Michael Mosley thing? I'm not sure who said it now, but anyway, when you feel resentful and because you've said yes that you'll do something that you really don't want to do, you hold tension in the body, and that's really, really bad for you. So if you say no to somebody and you feel guilty about that, here's what he says. It's better to feel guilty than resentful, because resentfulness is much worse for the body than guilt is. I just thought it was hilarious. So I often help people to feel less guilty about things. And here he is saying, just don't worry about it, just let it flow. Oh, I feel guilty. Well, at least it's better than resentment. And this is a lot healthier. So I just thought it was a little bit funny thing to tell you. Okay, right. We're going to do a little something for the face. So just little circles around the forehead, particularly around the temples, into the jaw joint, where we often bring tension, clench the teeth, stick the tongue to the roof of the mouth. We kind of might even grind your teeth in the nighttime. We want to loosen all of that out. It's all about being ready for action, the fight or flight. You don't want to bite your tongue while you're running away from a scary bear. So the body goes into tense. So we want to relax all that. Brilliant. Okay, now we're going to do a little youthfulness. Are you ready? So we're going to take whichever fingers suit you best. I tend to use the middle finger just because it's longer. And we're going to start here. And we're just going to work to the outer eyes. It's a little beautician thing that releases any fluid from under the eyes. Just makes you feel a little invigorated. Be really gentle with this one. You just gentle taps. Always start in the middle and work out. It kind of drains the eyes. Okay. And then we're going to do my favorite thing for the face, which is little raindrops all over. Just kind of imagine the William Tell overture all over your face. Right, take a big deep breath in, roll your shoulders, shrug off anything you don't need, and just sit for a moment. Just breathe, eyes gently closed. Notice how you feel. Lovely. Right, okay. You can now gently open your eyes, and we are going to address the feet. So if you've got a towel or a flannel, we are going to dry first our left foot. But I want you to dry your foot as if it's the foot of somebody you really adore and love and care and cherish. Dry your foot with so much love. Doing it carefully, thoroughly, in between your toes, all the nooks and crannies. And see if you can do it without any criticism either about your toenails or your hard skin or your funny shaped toes. Or can you do it with love? Can you dry your foot in such a way that it's like you're honoring it? I mean, just think about everything it does for you, for goodness sake, and how important it is, how important a part it plays. Okay, I'm just getting ready with my reflexology sock here, which I will show you in just a moment. In the meantime, if you've got any lotions, potions, scrubs, moisturizer, anything else you'd like to put on next, then please feel free. If you're not doing your feet, you can do your hands, and I'll show you what to do if you don't want to do reflexology on your feet. Okay, so here is a reflexology sock, and it shows you all the different areas and how they relate to the different parts of the body. Now, I used to think that it was very interesting, hippy dippy business, this reflexology. That was a bit of an interesting thing. But now, of course, what we know is that the way the nervous system works, the different parts of the feet are indeed connected to different parts of the body. So the exciting thing that I've just learned, excuse me, delicious tea, thank you, Annie. The exciting thing I've just learned is exactly where the vagus nerve is in the foot. Knowing now how important the vagus nerve is for us to rest and digest, for us to basically orchestrate and process everything really about the human life. And where it starts is around about here in the big toe, and it goes down to about here. So we're going to have a slightly different way of doing our reflexology. Rather than going around the whole foot, we're going to pay some attention to that. Now, the other thing is that the corresponding, haven't practiced how I might be able to do this to show you the top of my foot as well. I'm just going to describe what I'm saying, because otherwise I'm going to fall off the chair into the bucket. So, so the vagus nerve comes from here to here, and I want you to think about the corresponding line on the top of your foot. So, for instance, you could be doing this down this line, and I'm using my thumb on the top and my fingers on the bottom, or vice versa. Or if you want to use both hands, you could have a thumb on the top and a thumb on the bottom. But I'd like you to spend lots of time in this particular session. If you want to do the full foot reflexology, I've got all the other YouTube live recordings of other spas. You can fast forward to the reflexology bit if you want the whole lot. We will do a quick whiz round, but I want you to spend a bit of time specifically here on the vagus nerve. So however it feels for you, preferably you're doing tiny little circles. Or if you wanted to, you could go along the foot like this, doing a squeeze, which would kind of be top and bottom as you're doing it. We'll just see if I can, see if I can describe what I mean there. You're kind of grabbing on the top and pushing with your thumb on the bottom. And you're really giving that vagus nerve some love. Remember to breathe. And although you're using your hands, remember also to relax your shoulders. Don't bring that tension into your jaw and your shoulders because you're concentrating. Relax them as well at the same time. Okay, lovely. Let's have a quick whiz around the rest of the foot then. The tips of the feet here represent the sinuses. Now, I did say that I would show you if you wanted to do it with your hand. You can get reflexology gloves as well as socks, and the same principles apply. So the tips of the fingers represent the sinuses. And basically, really, the tops of the toes or the tops of the fingers represent the top of the body, and we basically go down to the pelvis is pretty much the way that it goes. And the heart and the stomach are kind of in that middle area. So eyes and ears down the bottom of the toes. And then around the ball of the foot is the heart and the thyroid. So give that some attention. Little circles, preferably. You might find bits that are a little bit sore. You could give that a little bit more time, a little bit more attention. You could just move on by and come back to that later. You don't want to make it sore, but you might notice a sore spot that needs a bit more attention. And then there's the lungs and the heart. All around here is the stomach and the adrenal glands, the kidneys, the liver. And then we come down to the bladder and the small intestine and the sciatic nerve here right at the bottom. Right, then we're going to give our feet a round of applause. Give them a clap. You don't have to hold yours in the air to do this. You can do it however is convenient for you. Again, we're affecting the fascia. So all the nerve endings are getting a little wake-up call. Brilliant. And just notice how that one foot feels compared to the other one. Oh, some gorgeous Evening, last of the sunshine coming in. Absolutely gorgeous. You know, when it looks like, oh, the angels are going to start singing. Gorgeous. Okay, so how does that foot feel? Just notice. And then we're going to take the right foot and we're going to give it the same treatment. We're going to dry that foot like it's the most precious foot ever in the world. It's so beautiful. It's so gorgeous. It's so loved. In between the toes, all around the toenails, giving it some fuss. Loving that foot. I'm just going to move my bucket. Oh. And then if you've got some lotion and you want to put that on, feel free. Take your time. Make yourself feel pampered. I mean, it's lovely. You know, if you go to a spa or some kind of treatment, some beauty place or whatever, it's lovely when somebody else does stuff for you. But we can't do that every day. But you can treat yourself kindly every day. You know, even just getting out the shower or the bath, just taking a little bit of time to dry between your toes instead of a quick stamp on the bath mat and off you go, you know, just those little moments. Okay, right. Here we go. We're going to do the same thing again. So from about halfway down the big toe to about here, just under the ball of the foot and the corresponding bit on the top, which I'm not going to demonstrate. We're just going to give all of that line of that vagus nerve. We're going to give it some attention. Little circles, little massages. You can do the gripping motion down, whatever feels right for you. Lovely. And relax your shoulders. Remember to breathe. Enjoy the process. I love that I get to join in. Marvelous. We haven't done one of these for a while, so it's really nice. I'm particularly enjoying just under the ball of my foot there. Okay, right, let's go quick whiz around the rest of the foot. So the sinuses along the tips of the toes here, give them some attention. The big toe represents the head and the neck, and then underneath are the eyes and the ears. Let's give the side of the foot here where the shoulder is, give that some attention. And around the ball of the foot, the thyroid, the lungs, the heart, and the spine. So giving it little circles. And then to the middle of the foot, the liver, the gallbladder, the stomach, the kidneys, the colon. And coming further down. Ooh, my kidneys are need a little bit more attention, a little bit of love. And then we come down to the bladder. Don't press that one too hard just yet, because we've got some relaxation to do. And then come down to the base, which is sciatic nerve. Oh, lovely. Again, just take a moment, sit, notice how that feels. Be comfortable, notice with compassion how you are. So I'd love to know from you how you're feeling. If you're here live, do drop me a line in the YouTube comments. If you're watching on catch up, drop me a line in the YouTube comments about how you are. Okay, so let's just visualize that flow from the vagus nerve that starts in the cranium and goes all the way down. And then we meet it in the feet, in the reflexology points. Let's just roll the shoulders back, ease the head and neck out, and enjoy that moment of feeling that the whole body now has had some attention, had some focus, had some love, and how it feels. So I'd like you again to enjoy that sense of 4-6 breathing. So I'm going to press the 2-minute counter, and I want you to see if you can breathe that breathing in for 4, breathing out for 6, and just noticing how that feels. See how long it takes to get to that 2-minute point. Breathing in for 4, breathing out for 6. Noticing each breath and doing a little tuning into your body. A little bit of noticing with compassion and kindness how you are.
Hello, this is Pam.
A little bit ahead of myself there. Breathing in, breathing out, noticing how you feel. And let's imagine now that you're breathing in as if you're breathing from the tip of your toes to the top of your head. And then imagining that you're breathing from the top of your head down to the tip of your toes. So the breath is going up and the breath is going down. And with each down out breath, you're also softening your shoulders, softening the jaw, soften the muscles around your eyes and around your mouth. Make sure that the teeth aren't clenched, that you're relaxing the jaw, the tongue's resting in the bottom palate. Letting go. There you go. 2 minutes. 2 minutes that could change your life, doing it every day. 1 minute a day will change your life, certainly allow you to sleep better. But the more you do it, the more then that becomes not just that in that minute or 2 minutes or 5 minutes, however long you do it for. It's not just in those moments you reduce the stress and the stress chemicals, and then you can stay calmer and sleep better. But also, when you get into a habit of it, it means that it's not going to so quickly throw you into a stress response if something unexpected happens. So it will help you sleep better, but then it starts to become a habit. It starts to become that you operate at a lower level, a calmer level on a regular basis. And that's what we really want for your health. Okay, so if it's all right with you, I'm now going to take you to the Maldives. So we're going to have a little relaxation there, and I hope you enjoy it. So I'm just going to check if there's something I need to respond to. Mac has had stomach pains for a week and the foot matched. Oh, yeah. So that whole thing about the reflexology giving us clues about what's going on in the body. So you can heal things in the body by gently but firmly keep massaging those parts of the foot, but go steady. And maybe there's other things you could do as well, but certainly relaxation. Stomach pains are much eased by relaxation. And of course, that whole thing about pain is more likely to get severe when we're tense and we're holding on to the muscles. So the more relaxation you can do, the better. Should we head off to the Maldives then? Bit of sunshine, I reckon. Okay, so what we're going to do, some of you will have done this before. We will head off to the Maldives for a moment or two, just watching this video. Burrows, and this is your holiday. Please get us covered. Sorry. We're going to do this live rather than have the sound that's on the video. There's a little mistake there. Do apologize. So first off, you get to just watch the video just to get your head around the fact that there are such places, and those places exist right now. That the sun is shining, the beach is clean, the water is turquoise. There's little white clouds in the sky. So you're just looking at this, watching the sea ebb and flow, and just really getting your head around this vision, getting used to this idea of a beautiful place. And then whenever you're ready, Of course, if you want to, you can continue to watch the video. But the general idea is that you settle on down into a comfortable position, lying down if you want to, cover yourself with a blanket, get a cushion, a pillow, and get yourself settled in and eyes closed to enjoy the relaxation. So as you allow your body, whether you're sitting up or lying down, whatever position you're in, just allowing your body to be fully held, feeling your body supported by the chair, the bed, the floor, wherever you are. And in your mind's eye, imagining yourself to be supported by a beautiful chair on the beach. It's a place just for you. You're safe here. It's your private, happy place. And on the breeze, you can smell the scent of tropical flowers and the warmth of the sun on your face. It's slightly drying your skin, making it feel pleasantly tight. But there's a cool breeze around your head, so you're entirely comfortable. You're breathing in such clean, clear air. There's nothing for miles around, so the air is clean and smells of flowers. And there's a slight saltiness in the air. You can taste salt on your lips. And in this beautiful place, you don't need to do anything except allow your body to be heavy, to be supported and relaxed. It's as if with each breath in, everything becomes softer, heavy and soft, freeing yourself from any tension, letting go, breathing in softness. Imagine that you're breathing in the word soften all the way across your shoulders, allowing yourself to feel heavy and supported. And then flying high above you, you see a beautiful bird. It's got colorful tropical colors. And it's flying with such ease. And for a moment, you imagine what it would be like to be that bird, to fly with such effortless power and strength and calm, just as you are powerful, just as you can be completely calm. You imagine what it's like to be that bird with the sun on the back of your wings. You fly powerfully a little further out to sea, and then begin to float gently back towards the beach on the warm air thermals with hardly a flap, just a little tilt of the tips of your wing feathers to turn left and to wheel round to the right, playing in the warm air, allowing yourself to just be, floating all the way down now, all the way down to that beach chair. And now you notice that beside the beach chair is a little table with a cool drink. And you take a sip or two, feeling the warm sun on your face, warming you all the way through to your bones, and reminding you that right at the core of who you are is a golden flame, the essence of you, a bright golden flame that is always there, even when we lose sight of it. Reminding you that you are enough, giving yourself permission to look after your precious self. And as you listen for the ebb and flow of the sea into the beach, imagine for a moment that your breath is in time with the ebb and flow of the sea. As you breathe, the sea flows in, and as you breathe, the sea flows out. For a moment, imagine what it would be like if your breath were commanding the waves. The sea copied your breath, ebbing and flowing with your breath. Our bodies are in tune with the moon. The waves are in tune with the moon. And now you're in tune with the waves. Enjoy that rhythm, reminding you you are safe and you are loved, and all is well. Breathing in, breathing out in time with the waves. Noticing the ebb and flow. And then very gently beginning to think about returning to the room. But just before you do, remind yourself of this beautiful place that you've just been to. You have access to it anytime you want to. You've created those feelings. And anytime you want to, you can return to that beautiful place. So knowing that it is safe inside of you, begin now to bring some movement into the body, and then perhaps to make a nice long stretch. Roll your shoulders, begin to breathe a little bit more powerfully, beginning to bring yourself back into this moment. And whenever you're ready, opening your eyes, bringing yourself back into this moment now. And perhaps just for a little treat, just watching those waves roll in for a few moments more. Enjoying the sunshine, the blue sky, and the waves. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in for 4, breathing out for 6. Or if it just feels right, you don't even need to count anymore. Okay, welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed that little trip to the beach. Remembering that it's inside of you anytime you want to. You can imagine yourself there and taste the salt on your lips and smell the flowers in the breeze and enjoy every moment. Okay, so we are almost at the end of our May spa. There will be another one in June, which falls on the 28th. So it'll be the last Monday. We'll be back to the last Monday now that we'll skip the bank holiday. So June 28th, I will get the tickets out there in the next week or two to make sure that you can sign up for those. And what else did I want to tell you? Yes, I've had a new website. So please, 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 please do have a look at the new website. It's all gone pink. So after enjoying my pink backdrop and having had my colours done by the amazing Lisa Newport and had advice on my style and all of that, she's actually had a hand in the website as well and made it very, very beautiful. So please do have a look there, not least because there are some additional things there. So I've got a page which is called For Yourself. That's it. Yeah. So there's a page that's called For Your Team, which is about organizational work. So doing stress reduction for teams. So if you're working in a team and you've got a bit of a budget for somebody to do you an online well-being session, it can be like the spa, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a more traditional kind of workshop kind of thing, but all with techniques. So pretty much everything I do now, I get people doing physical techniques. Even the people who are a bit like, oh, I don't think we want that, usually get something out of it. So that's been very positive lately. So it's pamburrows.com, and you can find that there are Annie put the link. Annie's put the link. She's a superstar. That's great. Thank you, Annie. So she's put the link, pamburrows.com, and have a look for the For Yourself page, because there's lots of things there, and you can do my burnout quiz to see whether you're close to burnout. And if you feel that you are close to burnout, then do have a look on Amazon for my Burnout Buster book. 33 red flags that you might be heading for burnout, 33 things to do about them. It's only $3.99, takes half an hour to read. It's worth it. And anything else that I wanted to tell you? Yes, if you haven't already, then on the website at the bottom of every page, you can sign up for the Monday Motivation Message, which is a little email, short story, not short story, but a little bit of me chatting on about what's going on, and a video every Monday morning, 6 a.m. You don't have to read it at 6 a.m. That's just when I send it. And yeah, it's just guaranteed to be the one email in your inbox each week that isn't asking you to do more work, and is just being nice to you. So if you would like that and you don't already get it, then you can sign up for that at the bottom of every page of the website. And I think that's it. Yeah. If you want to talk to me about anything, if you want to ask me a question, if you've got something that you'd like me to do in your workplace, then you can email me pam@pamburrows.com. Or you can just email me through the website as well. So if you forget, you can just look me up. And if you put into Google Pam Burrows People Booster, you'll find me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Did I say YouTube? And if you subscribe on YouTube, you'll also get notifications when new videos are coming online. I did a new one the other day, and it's entitled, my emails are killing me. So you might want to have a look for that. Somebody I did a work relaxation. No, I didn't. A works stress reduction session. And somebody emailed me afterwards and said, my emails. So I made a little video of how to deal with email stress, and posted that up. So right. So Chantel is saying, fab, thank you, Pam. Thank you, Chantel, for being here. Thank you all for being here. We are almost at the end there. So I'm in grave danger of just filling the time. Of course, there's always more to tell you, more to do. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for being here. And next month will be June 28th. In the meantime, I'll be doing some new things, like I'm going to be recording my monthly podcast this week. So if you haven't already signed up for that, wherever you get your podcasts, look for Burnout Buster, Shed the Stress, Burnout Buster. Or you could just put my name in your podcast. You put it, hopefully might come up if you do that. And if you want to think about becoming part of our Wellbeing Wednesday, the Feel Good Club, when we meet up every Wednesday, the price of that is going to go up soon because I'm moving on to a new platform called Kajabi. And when I do that, the price will go up quite considerably because we've had a low price for the initial pioneers. I shan't say guinea pigs, they are pioneers of Feel Good Club. So give me a shout if you want to know more about that. Okay, I am going to finish slightly early because I am in danger of just chatting on when actually, hopefully by now, you're feeling very chilled out and very relaxed. And I hope that you go on to have a really good night's sleep. Please be careful to not try and finish off some work things for the rest of the evening or check your emails, but just to thoroughly enjoy the evening. Please drink plenty of water because you will have used some up in all the work that we've been doing. Drink plenty of water, take it easy, and just remember that you are absolutely incredible. You don't have to say yes to everything. You are allowed to take some time out because self-care isn't selfish. It is survival. Some of the things that you need to do to look after yourself are actually what's keeping you alive. So keep going, be amazing, but also look after your very precious self. Lots of love, and I will see you next time. Take care. See ya.